Welcome to the second of our panel discussion. I'm so excited to have you guys here. If you're watching on the replay, thanks for joining. How I'm going to kick this off is we're just going to go around the Zoom room. I'm going to ask each one of our amazing interviewees here to introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about their businesses. So Lynn, you're on the top of my screen. Can you go first and introduce yourself? Oh, you're muted.
Sorry about that. I'm the creator of the Six Figure Biz Content Club and the Impact Formula. And what I do is I help online coaches and business owners build engaged audiences of loyal followers who want to hear from them and buy their products and become clients.
Amazing. And how long have you been doing that for?
I've gone through different iterations and adapted and pivoted my business, but this latest iteration would probably be about 3 years.
Amazing. Amazing. I always wonder that question. I always like to hear how long people are in business for, because I just think it's fascinating, because in the online space, I think we pivot a lot. So it's always interesting to me. Total side note. Excellent. Okay. Dr. Shara Posner, can you introduce yourself and tell a little bit more about you and your business?
I am Shara Posner. I'm a chiropractor who specializes in pediatrics and maternity. I practice in Old Town Alexandria. My online business is called the Mompreneur Method, and it's a method that I teach moms to help them with their pain so that they can have a pain-free pregnancy without medication and without expensive therapies. And just to follow up that question that you asked, I have been doing it for a couple months?
Mm-hmm.
Right, a couple months. So still working on, working out the kinks and getting the feedback and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. I love it. And guys, Dr. Posner is my actual chiropractor. I go to her on a bi-weekly basis, and she's the reason why I can move my head around. She's amazing, amazing human. She makes me feel a lot better. And are you hosting a webinar today? Is it today?
I did this morning. Let's just say that I really felt my age because I don't know how to use Zoom, and I'm currently searching my entire computer for the actual live recording because I don't think I did that right. So worst case scenario, it was a effort in refining my technique so that the next time I do one, I will have it saved. Best case scenario, I could convert the file that's hiding somewhere on my computer.
It's somewhere. I'll post some ideas in our Facebook group.
Right.
This is to where it might be. We all do that. All right, Amy, can you share a little bit more about you and your business?
Yeah. So my name's Amy Circa. I'm a money confidence coach, founder of Money Masters Inner Circle. And I work with motivated women to help them create the happiness, financial security, family life, and long-term wealth that they deserve. We do that through like financial coaching, but there's really so much that goes into that. So it really ties into all those pieces. I've been in business, same thing. It's kind of changed and pivoted and it's looked different now. So I've been in business and the personal finance industry for 10 years now.
10 years? You've been in for that long? Dang, I didn't know that, Amy. That's super cool. Learn something new every day. Well, amazing. Thank you guys for sharing. What I want to dive into now is transitioning into why this focus of this panel discussion, why automating, why systemizing, audience growth, lead gen, and email funnels are important to you, because I know there's lots of different ways to build our businesses. And so I think sometimes it's really helpful in hearing from other people who are doing this work or have done this work and why it is a priority or was a priority for you. So Lynn, would you be able to go first and share?
Sure. Let me make sure I unmuted. So I know we all want to forget this part of our lives, but I remember in the early part of the pandemic when we were in lockdown and the kids had to do online learning from home and my husband had to work from home. In fact, he kicked me out of my own office and I had to find some space in my house to do it. So two things happened. One, I was stressed because I had to devote more time to supporting my family and get through the unknowns of the pandemic. And two, because we were all in lockdown, we were able to spend real quality time as a family again. We didn't have to run around and, getting to this game and that event. And I absolutely love that. I miss that part of the whole pandemic. So I've always known that you can run a successful business with more efficiency if you automate and systematize as much of your business as possible. So what the pandemic showed me was why I really needed to step back and assess what else could I automate and systemize in my business so that I could stress less and I could enjoy more quality time even beyond the pandemic. And so that when things happen that require me to step away from my business or take a pause, that my business will still keep running, that my audience will still grow, and that new leads will still come in. And I know, especially after working with you, that one of the best ways to do that is through automated email funnels. So when they're done right, they can be set it and forget it tools for the most part that move people from cold leads to people who love you and are hungry for the transformation that you can offer. So that's why it's really something that I'm always, and especially this year, focusing on.
I love that. The pandemic was a huge motivator for me too. Getting these things up and running and focusing on them and leaning on them really hard to do the things that we need them to do, because I know for a lot of us, we don't lower the target, right? We still have the goal, but the way we get there might turn out to be a little different. So I love hearing that reflection. Thank you for sharing that, Lynn. Dr. Posner, what about you?
So ditto. I think for me, it's, I'm knee deep in hands-on care 5 days a week. And it takes a lot of my time and usurps just a lot of my, mental energy. So I need something that I can invest on the front end a significant amount of time so that on the back end, it kind of like works itself. Setting up those systems and having it run through like an automized system would be so beneficial for me, because then it's like I don't have to concentrate on that as well as, treatment care on a daily basis. I need to have something that will help me manage my time. And I feel like that's the best way to do it, is to know what you're good at, know what you're not good at, and then what you're not good at, either systemize and automate and, or, look for outsource.
Yeah. And you're so a lot of us, when we start this work, we've done a lot of the live stuff first. You're doing it the opposite, which I think is so freaking smart. You're focusing on building these systems first with this online portion of your business, instead of relying on the live stuff that a lot of us do when we first start our businesses. So I think that's like super smart, especially since you have a really busy in-person business that also needs lots and lots of love and attention. So it's been really cool seeing you like navigate that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Amy, what about you?
Well, I had a different experience with the pandemic because I am a mom of 3. We are expecting our 4th. I homeschool already. We had done all the things. My husband's a truck driver. We didn't have as much change because it was kind of what we were already doing, but the same type thing that like, my time is valuable and I have limited time that I'm working in my business. I've got a coach that I'm working with and he shared one of his schedule. And I'm like, that's not what I want. Like, I am not here to do like coaching weeks, like 20, 30-hour coaching weeks. Like that's not what I wanted. I want to have the people that are looking for me to be able to have the access to me. And I knew that I needed to grow my audience, to be able to get in front of more people. But the way that you teach to set up the systems, that it's done in a way that we're finding the people that are right for us. We're not having to spend hours upon hours, like scrolling through Instagram, trying to find people or doing all of the things that a lot of people do act like you have to do in your business. Like, it's in a streamlined fashion, and like the whole making sales in your sleep. Yes, I've done it like once before, but like it's happening. Well, once before we got involved, like working with you, and it was like this crazy one-off thing, but doing it more frequently now and having those things on autopilot. So I can spend my time doing the things that I really want to do, which is working with the people who are looking for me, instead of spinning my wheels and wasting this time that I don't want to waste.
Right. I love that, Amy. I always admire your like grit in that, like, you have certain non-negotiables and you're not going to cross over them. So like your priority is homeschooling your kids and being there for them and being the type of mom that you want to be. And then this business works for you, not you for it. So I always love hearing you chat through that stuff. So something that I want to chat about just quickly as we start to wrap up is, we all know, like, anyone watching this on the recording, they're going to, like, you understand the results, right? You understand the results of having these systems in place and what they can do for you. So we all understand that very like intellectual thing, but I want to talk about how it feels, because I think that that's really the key here is why does this appeal to you? Like, what are the feelings behind having these systems set up or working to get these systems set up? I know that's a very broad question, but Lynn, would you mind sharing first?
Yeah, so free. I feel free and I feel relieved. And I feel trust. So I'm free to be able to step back from my business or to turn different funnels on so that I'm driving traffic. So before launch, I feel free that I can just turn this on and I'll get more people into my funnel to support a launch that I'm going to be doing. I feel relieved because I have a reliable method that I know is going to drive traffic to my business and groom my people, nurture them. And then I feel, what was the third thing I said? Trust.
Yeah.
When you're creating those your funnels, first you're kind of like, am I doing this right? And is this going to actually work? But I know that working with you, I can trust that whatever funnel I create, whatever system I create, whatever I automate, I can trust that this is going to work because you got my back. So for me, that's my feels.
I love it. I think trust is a huge thing, right? Because if we don't trust our businesses and the stuff that we've set up to work, then it's like, what's the point, right? We need to have that feeling of security in our businesses. So I love that. Dr. Parson, I know you're in the process of setting this stuff up. So what are you hoping to accomplish as a result of the work?
Well, I mean, it is the sense of relief. Like, again, I know what I'm good at. I know what I'm not good at. And, I'm very good at like the technical hands-on stuff, but like the, more creative kind of like writing and how to work a funnel. I mean, I'm a child. I was born in the late 70s. I like this stuff, like, is hard, Yeah. I know it sounds like I'm really dating myself, but like doing all of these funnels and like writing the emails and like, it's all stuff that's like really hard. And when you don't have a guideline and you don't know where to go, you can easily become paralyzed in that fear of, I don't know what I'm doing. And so, the sense of relief that it's given me, because it's not allowing me to do what, I would have done, which is basically sat there and just thought about this really great idea and not ever implement it, because I had no idea where to start, how to generate funnels, how to generate, attract people, what kind of content to put out on what days. I mean, it's been really fantastic seeing how like logical and clear that you make it. It's a sense of relief.
I love that. Relief. Yes, that's what we all want. We don't want a business that stresses us out. That's amazing. Amy, what about you?
I would have to say there's pride and there's confidence in there, because like talked about, like, our time is all valuable and we want to be able to spend that doing what we want to. But if I'm off spending time with my family because of these systems that are in place, the people are able to get the resources and the programs that they need to be able to find that breakthrough, even if I'm not sitting here manually doing something. And there's also confidence in the fact, because we've all done stuff and it's failed. I know my first webinar was absolutely awful. My kids screamed the entire time.
Oh no.
But there was only 2 people on. It was my VA and my mom. So they were laughing. It was fine. But when those things don't work, or even if we feel that they don't work, there's a system there and there's processes to review the numbers and really get a clear perspective. I'm thinking of one instance specifically. We were reviewing data for mine on one of the hot seat calls, and I felt like this was a total flop. Like it just did not work. There was something that was wrong. And you were looking at the numbers and you're like, actually, no, like that was a really good conversion. That did really well. And I wouldn't have known that just looking at the overall numbers until we had gone through that process and had that in place. So there's confidence in knowing even if we mess it up the first time, like we'll figure it out.
Everything is figure outable. Everything is figure outable. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing all that, lovely ladies. I appreciate your reflections and you being here. If you're watching on the replay and you have any questions, put them in the comments below. We are more than happy to answer them for you. Thank you guys. We will wrap up now. Thanks for coming. I appreciate you.